to this week's Quickfire. It's going to be one of those days. Quickfire questions with me, Karen Kate. So I've got your question. Do you know how many questions was left over from Friday's live? I think I need to do more live, right? So, how many questions do you think was left over from the live? I've got them all here. 20 questions. That's like a game. Anyway, so I've picked 4 now, right? So I've picked 4, but we'll probably do more questions. We'll probably do more lives. I'm trying to see when I can fit them in. Anyway, so first and foremost, it looks as if Mark Atwood's shared another one of my updates, my readings. I think it was one in Ireland, so I know that I think Mark watches this, but if you do, Mark, thanks very much. Much appreciated. Anyway, so, what is this like? I wish I didn't find anything so funny, but you've got to raise the vibration of, the crazies. Anyway, so for those of you who were in Manchester, I hope you had a good time. I know one of my friends was in Manchester. She said it was brilliant. So anyway, so without further ado, we'll get started and we'll get the first question, okay? So the first question is this one. Wait, I take the banner away because is it that one I want away? Hold on. Right. This is very, very distracting. Right, anyway, so are we there yet? It's like a song that never ends. I know. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. So are we there yet? Are we nearly there? I think most people want to know that. They want to know. I'm going to have to move this here, honestly. I should be more ready. I should be more professional, but it's just me. So are we there yet? Oh, okay. Oh gosh, right, okay. Right, so are we there yet? Let's see. I feel as if we're further on than we think we are. We're further on than we think we are. We're further on than even it looks as if we are, okay? Another thing is, do you know, it's like working and there's many aspects and they're all working on it. And, like say, working on the money situation, working on the work, working on the expose and everything. That's getting worked on just now, okay? Do you know what it is as well? Oh God, I better cover up a wee bit so I don't make it decent. Right. We're all concentrating on this, right? This is when the big things happen. Okay? So we're always concentrating on the big thing that happens. Like say that you have to look over here. No, don't be looking over there at what we're doing. You have to look over there. This is what you have to focus on. That we don't miss it, what's going on in the background, because we're aware of it. But sometimes other people miss what's going on in the background. And there's always something going on in the background. I mean, when you think of it, there's the expose of that young chap, that young boy. He's only a young boy who has supposedly went in to the US. Is it the Pentagon and divulged all the thing? Are we not talking about? I mean, how daft do you think we are? Anyway, I think if I'm not covering it here, I'll be covering it in Twitch, right? Really? I mean, how much of a stretch of the imagination is that? But it's a case of they always focus on this great big thing. Focus. No, you've not to focus on there. This is what we're getting up to now over here, but you have to focus over there. Yeah. So there's still aspects of them around the minions, and I've said it all along. The minions are still hanging on there, okay. I mean, that's what I said. I said in the live that I wish that they hadn't said it was all taken down, because it hasn't been. And it just pushed people into a false sense of security, where everybody was like, oh, well, that's great, and we'll sit back and we'll enjoy the show. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not enjoying this show. Certain things are happening to expose. Yes, I can understand that. I can understand that, but how much? Come on, how much longer? It's like, do you know, like when you used to sit in the car when you were if you were in like us, our generation, when you actually used to go places like the seaside, and you used to sit in the back of the car when you were wee and go, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And your mum or your dad used to drive them nuts. As in, just be quiet. We'll get there when we get there. I feel as if this is what I'm hearing. We'll get there when we get there. But we're not quite there yet. Definitely. Remember I said at the start of the year, this is the year of exposing. Everything's coming out. It's the year of exposing everything. And I feel as if it'll get faster and faster and faster. As if you'll not be able to keep up with all these things that are getting exposed. But it's a case of, we know what's been going on, but people don't. And I've always said, if you give people a whole load of things to look at the one time, they will get bored, because they've got the attention span of a fly. So that's why it's taken so long to get people out of the matrix. Do you know what I'm hearing as well? Love is coming back into the situation where it was always HATE, that kind of thing. Everything, you have to hate everything. I mean, I just spelled it and I've just said it, but that's what it is. You have to hate everything. You've not to love anything. You have to hate everything, even including yourself. You've not to love yourself. No, you have to find flaws in yourself. Have I got flaws? Of course I've got flaws. Of course I have. Do I let them keep me back? No. But I used to. I used to be the type of person who used to say, oh, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to do this. See this camera? What the hell's going on with this camera? I'll never be able to do this. And now I think, well, I'll try. There's no harm in trying. If I try and succeed, great. If I try and fail, I'll find another way to succeed. But I will succeed. Oh, hold on, I think Snooky's wanting in. Hold that thought. It's my baby. Oh, you are. People haven't seen you for ages. What's the matter with you? But you wait till I'm doing stuff and then you come in. Anyway, when was it? Yes, if at first you can't succeed, try again. Or as we say in Scotland, if at first you don't succeed, don't lose the heat or something. Right, come on. What are you doing? Listen, people can hear you. So be up in a minute. Oof. Here she comes. So, are we there yet? You haven't seen her for ages. Here's a wee periscope tail coming in a wee minute. There it's here. Just must have come in to see you all today. Look, you need to move, darling. I love you to bits, but I know that you think you're my assistant, but what about to pay you in? If I have to pay you in food, pay you in crispy biscuits. Right, come on, you need come out the road. Love her to bits. Haven't seen her in a while, I know. It's only 3 o'clock, Snooky. Not time for you to get any dinner yet. Anyway, yep. People are starting to walk away. Now, like Mrs. Teeth, your tartan tyrant. I feel as if they think they can walk away from this. Snooky, I love you to bits, but we need to have another arrangement. I feel as if like you say, they think they're going to walk away from this, but they're not. They're not walking away from it. Hey, darling. Oh, 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 oh. Where are you going now? Oh, I can't see a thing. I can't see a thing. There we go. Go look out the window, that's a good idea. There you go. Go look out the window, that's a good girl. Right, so. Yeah, it's getting to the stage where even I'm thinking, come on, how much longer? How much longer are we going to have to put up with this? Yep. People are starting to feel very insecure now. And nobody likes people to feel insecure. But they were sailing along in the crest of a wave, thinking nothing could touch me. Well, I'm sorry, but it is. And then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, things are starting to happen in Scotland. You know, we are starting to get demonstrations now. Because I thought, you know, oh no, I better not say that. I better not say what I was going to say. I can understand people's impatience, getting impatient, because I'm not the most patient of people either, you know. I mean, they come sailing through the you know, like so when you were under house arrest and all that, and now they think, some people do think that things have got back to normal in Scotland, and they haven't. I know that the media down here, you know, the anti-Beeb, the BBC, the big black cloud, you know, the state broadcaster, they've getting taken down. They're getting taken down. I mean, hardly anybody in Scotland even pays for their licence. Mm-mm. Yep, there's a lot of gratitude around coming, as in, you know, I wish I'd listened as well. I wish I'd listened. Right, the expansion of the truth is coming out. The expansion of the truth is coming out. I mean, we're not there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, jeez, oh man, it's a way out here. Excuse me. It literally flew out the neck. What? 2 minutes, darling. Where are you going? We can just wait a wee minute. 2 wee minutes, darling. Right. Oh, yep. People are starting to pay attention now. People that you didn't think. I mean, I know. I mean, family members of mine are starting to pay attention that I didn't think would ever. So yes, people are starting to wise up to it. A lot of people are starting to use their discernment, they're starting to use their third eye, they're starting to use, you know, their inner feelings. When something feels as if it's not right, it's generally not right. So that's all starting to come in as well. Yep, some people are getting the warrior spirit. You know, the warrior spirit back to fight. You know, how dare you take these away? Who are you people? There's still a rocky road to go. There's still rocky waves. When we're there, there's still a ways to go. Still storm. There's still storms about. Okay. But we've got more of that behind us than we have in front of us. You know, the storms and, you know, the crazies. I mean, because they get exposed every single day. And they, I got that as a WEF. They're getting taken down. They're getting taken down as well. So maybe I need to do one on that and the World Health Organisation. Or maybe do it on two of them and see, because I feel as if the two of them are going to get taken down. So are we clarifying for the first one? Maybe I could get instead. You're knocking down the stairs. It's like I'm going down the stairs. Right. It's a case of the situation we're in just now, right? We're not there yet. It's a case of the situations that, like I said, all the propaganda nonsense, all the baloney that they dress up as fact to try and instill fear. Nothing is going to come of that because people are starting to see through it. Okay, even the elderly are starting to see through this. Okay, so that was the first question. Are we there yet? We're further on than we were. So that's good news. I wish we weren't. I wish we weren't. I wish, we were further on. I wish we were there. But we've got a ways to go. Okay. Snooky, for the love of goodness, darling. You want out now? Oh, you're like a child. You're coming in and then you're coming out. Bye-bye. See you later. There we go. So, that was the first question. That was the first one. It was there. So we'll put up the second question. You can have a wee read while I'm doing this. The crazies. Putting the V in the food. And putting it in the food. Let's have a wee look. And they're putting it in the food. The poison. Is that how you spell poison? Oh, I don't know. Right, but they're putting it in the food. I feel as if I'm getting. Thomas says as well that they say an awful lot. They say that they're doing an awful lot when they're not, and it's to keep the humanity in a perpetual state of fear. But we'll have a wee look and see. Oh well. Right. They had plans. They had plans to do it, right? But the secret's out. Okay. Had they done it before? That's a yes. I always give you the good with the bad, right? The secret's out. But they had been doing it. They had been. So, but they're clearing up the food now. They're clearing it up, okay? Makes you, a bit, what have I eaten? They're defeated on it. They weren't doing it. I mean, I'm getting it, they were doing it. So, but they're defeated. I feel as if it's a Billy Bitch Boy that's wanting the kind of kid on mince and the kid on food, as I say. The kid on the word that I'm wanting has escaped me. The kid on food, we'll put this in the lab and kid on its food, that kind of thing. Right, this was it's exposed for something independent. There's independent. There's something that's independent. Some food production that's independent. Do you remember? This has just came to me. Oh, Billy Bitch Boys. Know how he's got all the farm, and then there was food production plants that was all going up in flames, and I thought it was Billy Bitch Boy and his mates. I'm now told that no, it was the entire opposite. It was a white hat operation where they were getting rid of them all because yes, they were putting it in the food. That's maybe why people were so sick. I mean, as I said in Patreon earlier on, it was a case of I was sick, you know. Well, right, humanity wins. Where the food production is, humanity wins. Do you know what I'm saying as well? Like farmers are going to get stuff to do their farms. Where wee Billy Bitch Boy and his mates are trying to take the farms and everything away from them. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I mean, although you think just now, I feel as if it's the Netherlands. I feel as if I might have to do one on the Netherlands because I feel as if their farms their farmers are losing. But it's like, what's the saying? Out of the jaws of defeat becomes a win. I feel as if that's just just when they're just almost defeated, they win. Definitely, there's whispers and actual talk about it. What they were getting up to. Because, I mean, the Westminster, the crazies in Westminster were putting raw sewage into the water, into the sea, think nothing of it. Crazy. That these people are absolutely crazy. Crazy evil people. But this was more to do with the prick, so we'll see. Obviously, that was the foundation of the question. Yep, have faith. Keep the faith, okay? Keep the faith. I feel as if it was, I'm going to say this without getting sued. The quick food, the fast, I've just said it. The quick food, you have to watch it. Yep, definitely. It was all trickery. Another thing was they say a lot of it they say in fear to keep people in a perpetual state of fear as well. Well, do you know what I'm hearing as well? Certain foods, I think as if they've been taken away though, but certain foods would kind of cloud your mind. I mean, I'm doing one about those planes that do the loops in the sky, because that affects your mind as well. Right, whatever this is, they're definitely defeated. I feel as if that was why the food sources went up, and the food processing plants went up because of these crazies were getting up. And now it's all about your perception. I feel as if that's been dealt with, but it's still your perception. They still kind of, what they say and what they do in two entirely different things, because a lot of things, fear keeps you from doing things, and it's a perpetual state of fear that they like to keep the public in. Because, feeding off it. Yep, see, people got complacent. Like say, do you know what I'm saying? We're going back to preparing the food, growing the food, preparing the food, from scratch, and obviously eating it, that way. That way. Yep. We hold the key to our own recovery where food is concerned, you know. This one. There we go. I'm just going to say what I got. Watch Frozen. Watch the Frozen food. Watch that. I feel that's just used to watch that. Yep, definitely. They were conjuring up all sorts, but that's been taken down. Yep, it's been taken down. It's a case of see the way that food is. Like say that we can. It's as if the food's been blessed. It's as if the food, whatever they were doing to it, is away, and it's I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I felt now when I'm eating stuff, obviously I've watched what I'm eating right enough now, but I feel better. I feel better. I mean, I don't know if anybody else was feeling it, when you were eating the stuff. You just felt as if you had no energy. And felt really, really tired. And I thought, what's in this? What's in this that's making, because before that, you could go all day and not be tired. Like the old way, the old way of food is away. That's crumbling. And this the new, see that's the old way, if you see that's, and this is the nice new way of doing it. I feel as if we're going to be making it from scratch again. Where it had got very, because all I had done was kept people, making sure that you keep on the, was it the hamster wheel that I keep saying? Going round and round and round and round and round for the hamster wheel. Go off, go to your bed, get in, have your tea, watch your telly so you can get your daily dose of programming. And then you go to your bed and then you get up and you're on the hamster wheel again. Round and round and round. Breakfast, lunch. They tell you it's time for breakfast, it's time for lunch, it's time for dinner, it's time for supper. Whereas I'm saying, well, why? Can I not just have my dinner at 6 o'clock in the morning? A big 3-course meal at 6 o'clock in the morning. Honestly. Definitely. See the way these cards are, right? See that big tower thing, right? That's the old ways of doing it. And then, I don't know if you can see it, there's wee houses there. That's the new. That's the new. I feel as if governments are going to be going. And it's going to be, small again. As in, we'll not be going into our 50-minute cities, or 20-minute neighbourhoods. But it'll be, like see your tribe looking after you. I need to go to hell of a place for mad time. I'll need to pack my bags and come to New Zealand. I can't wear my cases and snooky under my arm. But I feel as if that's what we're going to be doing. And governments, the greed is going. The greed. Yep, definitely. Definitely. So, overall, a wee clarifier for the second question. It was more not to do with the getting the, but putting other things in the food, and it was to dull down and you know make you no question and keep you tired and well, yep, balance spirituality and practicality. Um, yep, I feel as if like we're coming back to be. I mean, some of us always were spiritual beings, but coming back to being spiritual. You know, using your intuition, using your third eye, using your abilities that you were born with. Instead and not question them. Even now, I mean, I don't question it as much as I used to, but that's coming back. Okay, so that was the second question. That was the second one. Let me give you a drink. Drink. So the third question is, oh yeah, is there another scary illness coming? Well, they're trying to push it. They're trying to push it already. Oh, the scary flu coming and it's going to be even more scarier than the scary flu. Oh, she's old man. I put you two here. Right. Scary flu. I think that is no. I wondered if it's actually going to answer this question because there's a whole load of children coming. There's a whole load of children going to be born, and it's today's so that they're a certain age when we move forward, so that they're a certain age because they're going to be born with knowledge. There we go. Right, that was another scary illness coming. Right, whatever they're trying to do is a long way off. That's a long way off. It's a long way off. Oh well, whatever they were trying to do is dead and buried. This is the crazies. So the scary illness is dead. Now, I mean, Thomas is saying what it is it's they're trying to keep the public in a perpetual state of fear because they know that fear can work, fear can paralyse you, and that's what they were trying to do. Not being deceitful, being deceitful. No, there's that wall that was up between the crazies and the public, where the public. Do you know what it is? It's like just a black wall where you can't see anything, and the public, humanity's pushed through that wall and they can see everything. A good few people, there's more in humanity can see this now than there was in 2020, and they can see it a mile off to the point where they just laugh. Wow. There is another illness coming, but not for humanity. I'm wondering what that means. I've got humanity will be all right. But I'm getting the old and the young, and but the animal kind, everything will be fine. It'll be fine. But it's them pushing it. You know, there's cases and there's this and there's that. Well, people will be questioning that, saying, "Is there really? Where? Where are they?" Oh, okay. Oh wow, that went right in. Oh gosh. There we go. Wow, do you know what I mean? This is quite. Right, the children's are coming in, right? I feel as if it's answering two questions, right? So there's children coming down, right? And they're coming down with all their knowledge that they'll need when they reach a certain age, okay? And they're coming down with a quest. So they're coming down with a quest. I feel as if it's answering two questions. So, but it might be a case of maybe it's related. It might be related, okay? Right, we have to keep the faith. Keep the faith. All this is going, okay? It's all going. You know, this, even watching the television, the elderly, not, even they're wising up to them all. We're wising up to them. Yep, the isolation and the lockdowns are all deceit. And people can see the deceit now. That they were deceived. Yep, trick. They tricked the people. But what is that saying? Trick me once, shame on me? No. Trick me once, shame on you. Trick me twice, shame on me. They won't be tricked again. They won't be tricked. The thing with humanity's just recovering its self-worth. And it's just realising, yes, humanity is worth something. That's why, I mean, if it wasn't, they wouldn't be trying to destroy it. So we're powerful beings, and that's why they're trying to destroy it. And we're, you know, what they can, what they're most afraid of is getting together in one great big group and saying enough's enough. It's the power of the people that they fear most. It's it's time we turn that fear from us that they project it onto us and project it right back onto them and say, no, we see you, we see you. Do you know, humanity's cloaked in mysticism as well. There must be something about humanity. I mean, I know that humanity is quite powerful when we put. I mean, we haven't even reached the surface. We haven't even scratched the surface of our potential because we've always been kept out, and now we're starting to, and that's they'll be running for the hills. Oh wow! Do you know what we're hearing? This is all. This is a definite. It's answered two questions, right? So this is the wee ones, right? But humanity reached a crossroads and they chose the right path. They chose the right one. Right, keep the faith. Keep the faith because we have this. I know that we don't think we have, but we have it. We've got it. We can see through them. Do you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing like a path, right? And it winds and it turns and it sometimes, you know, like say it's where we at the beginning thought it would be a straight path to the other side, but it's not. It's taking turns every which way, but we're still in the right path. We're still in the right one. Okay. Yep, everything that they tried to do is all crumbled. It's all crumbled. I mean, people literally laugh at them now. Right, the people won't be fooled again. Absolutely not. And they're seeking a new way. They're seeking a new way. Do you know what I'm hearing as well? Humanity's on the path it should be on. So we must have shifted. We must have shifted. I mean, I know that you don't think it, but we took them down. We took them down. I can't, there's not even another illness here. There's not another illness. It's maybe something to keep an eye on though, because, you know, Thomas says it's more to do with trying to keep, you know, humanity and fear. And fear. Okay. So the wee clarifier for that one. Clarifier. Yep. A time to give rather than take. Yep. I get that. It's time to give back and say enough's enough. We're not taking your absolute rubbish anymore. We're not putting up with it. We'll not put up with this anymore. Okay, so that was that one. So the last one is about the WEAR. Will there be one? Will there be one? I mean, they're trying their absolute hardest to start. So they are. I thought there was some. Trying their hardest. So, oh, will there be a war? Will there be a war? Let's have a wee look and see. Be one. Let's see. We can have be a war. This is bizarre. It said there's not enough money for war. There's not enough money. Right. There's powerful men, right, still try to start it. Okay? Old. These people are ancient. They're ancient. Very disappointed. They're very disappointed because they thought it'd be started by now, but it's not. It's been stopped in its tracks. And every time they try it gets stopped in its tracks. And it's stopped in its tracks from above. From above. I feel as if we're sailing out of trouble, but there's still the aspect of these absolute crazies. There's two powerful beings that are keeping it, you know, from starting, because they know if there was, the planet would be finished. Nah, that thought's away. You know, it's away. It's definitely, it's been kept. You've got the divine realm and the galactic realm working together to number one, expose them, and they keep it at bay. Keep it at bay. Yep, definitely. They've no money. They've no money. Do you know? I feel as if those who perpetrated it and those who were going to perpetrate it, I feel as if you'll see arrests of these they're ancient. I mean, geez, oh man, I think they might have been around in the Second World War, still trying to keep it going. There's too many people saying no, and that's the public that's saying no. No chance. It's definitely getting stopped. It's stopped in its tracks. It's as if it gets so far and then it gets stopped. No, people are used their instinct. There's too many people with long memories, of never again, never again, never again for you people. Never again. No. Okay, that one today. Oh, come on. Jeez, oh man. They're jumping. Cats are jumping. Let's see. Well, do you know what I'm hearing? There's no path to go. There's none. But these things keep trying. They keep trying, but there's no money. You know what they're like? I feel as if there's no money to be made. It's been taken down. But there's still that dark cloud that they like to keep hanging over everybody. Hanging over everybody. Do you know, it's watch Finland and watch Norway, because I feel as if they're going to try and NATO's incorporated Finland, and I think they're going to try with Norway as well. I don't know, but Norway anyway, so keep an eye on that. Wow, do you know what I'm hearing? If they even contemplate it, they are going to wake up the biggest giant that they have ever wakened up, and it's the people. It's the people I'll say no. No. You want war? You find a great big wasteland and off you go. Because we're not putting up with it anymore. The warmongers. The warmongers. It's step out of your comfort zone. Step out your... This is actually humanity to say, no. Not again. Never again. Never again. We're not going to be used as cannon fodder again. So, they are trying, they would love to, the crazies would love to, but they don't have the money. So somebody must be keeping the money. So there we go. So that was quick fire questions for this week. We've got quite a few to keep us going, okay? The Grand National was disrupted It was. I hate that race. I absolutely hate it with a passion. And that was 3 horses. 3 beautiful horses no longer with us because of somebody's greed. The greed of a race. And then I think another one was almost away as well, but he got up. I hate that. I hate it with a passion. I really do. And then they're saying, "Oh, the horses love it." How would you know I'm going to get after the hind? So I'll remain nice as the rain. But yeah, so the USA stuff, I'm not going to put it on here. So I'll put it onto Twitch and we'll see how it goes on there, okay? Because I've got to protect this channel, okay? And that's what we'll do. Alright, so at least you've seen Snooky. At least you've seen her. Anyway, so thanks for watching and speak soon. Alright.